Hello, and thank you so much for joining me on this terrific Tuesday. This one is one that's off the books for me. It's called Talk About It Tuesday. Wanted to jump on and talk to you guys on this Tuesday just about how Monday went, how the start of our week can impact us and either set us on a good course or it can set us on a course of destruction. But again, just glad to be able to join you. If you're watching me, that means you tuned into my YouTube. If this word makes you feel good, make sure you share it. Help someone else out. Help to, start someone else's week on a great note. But anywho, yesterday I found myself in just full swing mode. From the time I woke up to the time I shut it down. For me, it was the absolute great Monday. I was able to get the things done that I said that I would do. One of the things that I wanted to do was make sure that I got my tail back down to that gym because it's been a great summer in terms of eating and moving around and doing lots of things. But I know that in order to have a good life, you've got to have a balanced life. And so was able to get all of the things done that I wanted to get done. And I felt really good about it. Now, on Mondays, we can get to the point where we're just all over the place. A lot of us, we go into complaint mode because we just want one more day of rest, or if we could just go back to the weekend because we had such a great time over the weekend. However, I just realized we have to be intentional regarding our lives and those things that we're feeling. And so sometimes we just got to fight and we have to get off into battle for the week and the week's affairs and those things that we need to get done. Now, this week for me, it just started off about how to establish yourself. Then faith and hope. I was intentional about not trying to imagine what the future holds. We have to realize that we have today, and we have today to do our best with where we're at, with what we have, and with those things that we can do. For several weeks, I have started my week off on just remaining content. The passages, the morning studies, even the virtual word that I have been able to receive is all about learning to remain content. We have to settle ourselves in the peace that comes with knowing that God, if God is for us and with us, we have to rest in that and be okay with that. I have spent a great portion of my time yesterday just reading a passage from a book titled Embrace, in which it spoke about yesterday hurts in today's relationships. And for me, it just spoke volumes, the whole passage and what it was talking about and how we sometimes gravitate to old experiences and bring those old experiences into our new experiences and how they can affect them. One of the scripture passage that came from that was, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Again, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. James 1:9. After reading this, I was thinking, this is for me. I have spent so many of my years just being quick to speak, I would say slow to listen, quick to speak, and easy to become angry. And so I knew for me, this was a scripture that was checking me, and it was good. It felt good to own it. I mean, to be checked and to just walk in your truth that you need help in this area. You've needed help in this area for years. And so how do you get there? I realized that after, just spending some time in that passage, it was all about learning how to communicate effectively. When I'm stressed, I'm likely to interpret interactions way more emotional than I should. It happens to all of us. And so I'm like, what should I do? One, you have to wait to respond to others until you've had a chance to just really rest and de-stress. You don't always have to offer up your immediate advice or give your immediate opinion or give an immediate response. I should believe the best before assuming the worst. This is the third week that in my Faithful Fridays, I've touched on that the enemy doesn't have a plan for the opposite response. He just doesn't. So being positive is going to keep you in a much better place. It's going to keep you in a much better headspace, and it's going to keep your relationships much more happy. And then when I communicate, I have to clarify. That was a big one. Just clarify. When in doubt, ask to understand what a person meant. Don't just assume. When you assume, it just puts you in a bad position because sometimes you walk away feeling a certain type of way that person wasn't trying to make you feel. That wasn't what they were trying to say, especially when we're communicating a lot in text and email. It's so quick to assume what you thought a person meant. When you clarify, you must recognize and resist adding the additional commentary that your past hurt might bring or add into a situation. Why? Because usually a lot of times when we have moments with people, with the situation, with the circumstance, we like to call and tell someone else about it, and we add additional commentary into it. And again, that person's getting your side and your side only. So we have to be careful. Listen, y'all, God is no joke in how he makes things add up and add to your understanding. And so I went right on to my study of Proverbs for the day. Yesterday was Proverbs 18 because it was September the 18th, and it just literally tore me up. Now here I was just pondering on how being slow to speak and quick to listen and slow to anger. And Proverbs tells you exactly how to control your mouth. Proverbs 18 has several verses that reiterated on why we should be careful. Proverbs 18:2 said, fools find no pleasure in understanding, but delight in airing their own opinions. For me, that spoke volumes. We can't be quick to not understand and just want to give people our opinions. Sometimes we got to slow down and just listen. Proverbs 18:4 said, the words of the mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a rushing stream. I don't know about you, but I want more wisdom. More wisdom. Wisdom will take us further than our opinions could ever take us. And so when you're in a position to gain wisdom, to soak up wisdom, that you should do. Proverbs 8:6 said, the lips of a fool bring them strife, and their mouths invite a beating. We have to be careful because a lot of times when we're communicating and we're not communicating effectively, it just brings about strife, and it does not place us in a good place with people. Proverbs 18:7 said, the mouths of fools are their own undoing, and their lips are a snare to their very lives. A snare. Again, it's causing harm. Proverbs 18:13 says to answer before listening, that is folly and shame. And if you want to know what folly is just a lack of good sense or foolishness. That's why a lot of times when you're communicating with people, they will literally tell you, you didn't even know what I was about to say. Let me get out what I'm about to say first. Proverbs 18:20 talks about from the fruit of a person's mouth, their stomach is filled. With the harvest of their lip, they are satisfied. And we all want to reap a good harvest. And so we want to be careful, even when we're communicating with others, that we're communicating good things, that we're not spreading gossip, that we're not out here, defaming others' characters, that we're in a peaceful place when we communicate. Last but not least, Proverbs 18:21 said, the tongue of the power of life and death. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. And so are you eating life or are you eating death? And you want to just make sure those things that you're filling yourself up with are life to your soul. You don't want to be in a place where you're filling yourself up with a bunch of foolishness. Talk about clarifying the word. Again, the book I was reading had no idea that I would end up in a passage in the Bible that would confirm my understanding. But that's just what God does. Sometimes when he wants us to get a thing, he's going to put it in multiple places so that we continue to see it and that we let it soak in so that we can apply it. We can apply it in our lives. But again, this has been Talk About It Tuesday. God is doing a new series with me, and I'm excited about it. He's taking me to a place of being more bold and being more courageous with those things that he has told me to shine my light in. I hope that everyone's having an amazing Tuesday. I hope that you had an absolutely marvelous Monday, and that the rest of your week goes as it should flow, and that you're doing those things that you committed and told yourself that you would do. Expect me to be back on often, more often than I've been on. I hope everyone stays safe. You know the drill. Let your light shine. I don't care where you go or where you find yourself, who you find yourself among. Make sure that you let your light shine. Your transparency is leading to others being transformed. And right now, this world needs it. You know the drill. This has been your girl 7, and I'll see you soon.